Good evening and welcome back. We're at week 9 of the recap and preview of the M&S report.
And we'll be starting now. We only had 2 nights this week, and both of them featured the same team in one matchup. And Noomsanity was the story of the week.
What a game. We came in, Sammy predicted a sweep by A.B. Cohen and Jackie Towell with the Mariners. I called a split. I'm back from Arizona, St. Louis, I won a couple of places. Bottom line, I'm going to go quick. The games, A.B. Cohen pitched well enough to win. He was on his game, and he lost 4-1, 4-0, depends who you ask. Bottom line, Mikey Shalom, and...
Mikey Shalom?
Yes, Mikey Shalom. He pitched great.
Mikey Shalom struck out 5 guys in the night, gave up 1 run in total. Everyone was questioning whether he could do it when they were in this precarious position, and he obviously came through. He gave up 1 run. They won. Obviously, their offense is great, but now it always came down to Mikey. Mikey did his job.
In the YMSL, his team, I believe, was of the similar record, like 2-6, and they ran off at the end of the season. A bunch of wins, got into the playoffs, and won a series and then a game in the next. So Mikey is proving everybody wrong. Okay, he's really doing a good job. He's not walking people. He's trusting his defense. His defense came to play. I'll say that, because last time I saw them, they were a disgrace. And that's to put it nicely. This time, it was like a pneumonia baddie. The guy came playing Gold Glove third base. Carlos was great at short, and
their
everybody
team's
else
coming rounding into form at the right time.
That's what it is.
So they took 2. They put the Mariners in a very tough position.
Wow,
we'll get into that in a few minutes, and I'll go straight into the next night, which was last night, where Noomsanity riding high after their 2 wins against Mariners,
back-to-back nights. We're talking now.
Going up against now a team that I thought, I don't know, they looked good the last few weeks, but apparently I was wrong. The NA team. The NA team all year I've been wrong about. I don't understand them. I guess it's good they're knocked out, because that team was a disaster. They came in.
Just never worked.
It just never got started last night. They went down early, and they went down often. And the game was over before it started. Game 1, it was like a 10-2 game. In Game 2...
heard a couple of crazy things happen over the course of the night.
Well, we won't talk about that.
For the most part, I heard Carlos was the star.
You know, Carlos was an animal. He was hitting the ball. He had 4 triples, 2 doubles, 5 runs scored, and 6 RBIs. That's an insane week. Insane night. He also did something the night before. But Carlos really did his job. They swept the 4 games. They cemented themselves in the playoffs right now. Right now, we don't know where they're going to be seated.
They can be either a 3 seed
or a 5.
Which would avoid the 1-game playoff.
Which is what everyone's trying to avoid. That 1 game, no one wants anything to do with that game. They did what they had to do to put themselves in proper position to not be in that game.
They really did a good job.
They swept the 4 games against tough teams, and they're going to be rooting for who on Monday night?
Well, I'll tell you like this. They did sweep 4 teams, but I would say that 4 games, they swept teams that have weaker offenses. A.B. Cohen has been pitching really well with the Mariners, but the back end of his lineup, I will just flat out tell you, it's not even their fault. Ralph Cohen, Barry Anteby.
Well, Ralph Cohen started the year off on fire,
and then he just went
now I think he's like 1 for his last 16.
I know he took the collar the other night. He's a great hitter, and he's just
I believe at the start of the week he faced Mavora, and Mavora did something very different. Everyone knows that Ralph's a good fastball hitter. I think Mavora gave him like 6 ephus pitches, and he popped them all up. And since that happened, he has been hitting.
In Ralph's defense, he got robbed big time. And I think on the first night, I didn't bring it up because we're going over this quick, but I think it set the tone of the game. It was first and second 2 outs. Ralph hit a bullet ground ball up the middle, and Irving Batesh laid out, robbed him, and that set the tone.
Last night, Irving Batesh also did a tremendous job at second base. He made 3 rob jobs, so he's a great addition to the league. Irving, welcome aboard.
Great to have you.
Well, Monday night, we have the Mariners going up against the Dictators.
This is huge. It could never have worked out better than this.
So now, bottom line is, it's all coming down to the last night. Maurice, his team got hot. The Mariners, they're cooled off. And bottom line is, the Mariners must sweep to make the playoffs.
That's right. Now, when you have a guy like AB on the mound and Jackie in center, you can't say it can't happen. And just a small little tidbit. It sounds like in the future, people should want to play twice in a week. Because this season, the teams that have played twice in a week took 3 out of 4, took 4 of 4. Men in Black did it, they split, but they're a split machine. That's what they do. So playing twice in a week, I guess it kept people loose and kept their bats ready to roll.
So I guess it's coming down to this. Who we calling for?
Wow.
Anything I say is probably going to be wrong, so you're going to pray
Now,
I say
Maurice only needs 1 win. If Maurice gets 1 win, he's got the 3 seed. And he's in the 3 seed, cozy, and that's it. If they win game 1, if the Dictators do win game 1,
I suggest bring everybody to this game and everyone come along and watch this, because if the Dictators lose game 1,
wow,
game 2 it will be the craziest atmosphere you could possibly have.
Nation, I could hear screaming.
I already know Aladdin Nation, HIV Nation's going to be all over screaming at each other.
I have one of my questions on the other team, on the Mariners, is I don't think they're vocal enough. I think when things weren't going right, they didn't rile up the troops. They didn't get rah-rah.
That's the way it was for Maurice Haber's team until Maurice, a few weeks ago when I was there, he decided to just let it loose. And once he let it loose, their team started playing well.
All right,
so
what do we got? What do you think's going to happen?
I think A.B. Cohen's winning game 1. Let's just say get that out of the way. I think it's going to come down to the last game of the season. A.B. Cohen's going to be winning game 1. He's going to do it, and I don't think it's going to be a crazy high-scoring game. It might be like a 4-1 game. It might be a 4-2 game, one of those type of games. And game 2 is going to come down to what Mariners win. They make the playoffs, and guess what? They're going to fall a little bit too short. I think the bats are going to waken up, and I think you're going to have Jimmy Malach and company starting to hit, and I think the Dictators will find themselves in the playoffs, and that will kiss Jackie Towell's season goodbye.
Now, just to make a little call out, Jackie Towell this year in the YMSL, his team came very close, but again, I'm not saying it's his fault. I mean, he drafted the team, but not his fault.
I will say it's his fault, because going into this year, we'll see what happens on Monday night.
Oh, his YMSL team, I thought he drafted a good team.
No, but I'm saying anyway, this Monday night, if they win, that's irrelevant what I'm about to say, but everyone questioned Jackie's draft after, in the beginning of this year.
In the night league.
Everyone said, Jack, what are you doing? And he was swearing by it, I'm not going to lose a game, I'm dominant, I'm great, I'm legendary, I'm this, I'm that.
Well, he's anything but legendary this season so far, the team. But I will say, A.B. Cohen is having a tough year. He's pitching great, but he's just having tough breaks. Things are not going his way. Okay, and Jackie's having a tough season regarding getting to the playoffs now. So let's see what happens.
What's your? You didn't predict the scores.
I think AB and Jackie are really gonna come out. Ralph's gonna come out swinging. I think they're gonna win game 1 handedly.
Handedly.
Yeah, I think they're really gonna
game
come
2
out smoking. Game 2,
drum roll.
I'm going to agree with you. I think the Dictators are going to come out winning. Avi Dweck and Jimmy and this Charles Haddad boy came out firing. Now he's a player.
He's broke out late in the year.
Yeah, he broke out. Salim hasn't been hitting the ball great, but hey, let's see him show up.
All right,
now.
so we're both calling the Dictators to make the playoffs, which
it's
leaves
a split, but
Jackie
it's a big
Towell
split.
out of the playoffs.
Wow.
Which would mean Jackie Towell and Nathan Zolta will not be making it. But again, we always can be wrong. We usually are wrong. So, all right, good luck.
Good night.